generation, I was waiting to shine. My father taught me don't be soft, so now I'm taking what's mine. I define myself as ambitious, young, black, and gifted. Master P, my masterpiece, that mean I don't got no limits. Bout it, I doubt it. My homies know you ain't ratted. We break you down like a pound. I got it, don't pound us around me. I'm corrupted, flow cold and it's rugged, bumpy. What is up? I'm ready for war. You got to love it like yeah, and it feel like yeah, all day like yeah, all night like yeah.
Hello, everyone. It's the coach. Welcome to EA Sports coverage of the 2019 NFL Pro Bowl from right here in Orlando, Florida.
All right, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Straight ahead, bragging rights on the line in the 46th meeting of the AFC and the NFC in the 2019 NFL Pro Bowl game. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. A second-time Pro Bowler here. This is the Chargers' Melvin Gordon. DeMarcus Lawrence of the Cowboys there on the tackle. When you think about the history of this Pro Bowl game, there was an all-star game going all the way back to 1939, but it officially became called the Pro Bowl in, I think, 1951.
You're exactly right, and that game was played out in L.A. in the same stadium where the L.A. Rams currently play. And back then they split it into conferences, the American Conference versus the National Conference. The American Conference won 28-27. MVP of the game, quarterback Otto Graham. Nickname, Automatic.
Let's go, B, let's go.
Throwing is Mahomes on third. And he finds Cook. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. And they're able to convert on third with a solid gain of 23. Well, he was so good throwing the football on third down during the regular season. Why wouldn't it carry over here to the Pro Bowl?
Sometimes that's just who you are.
There goes Melvin Gordon. Touchdown! Melvin Gordon, 48 yards. And the AFC has taken the early lead. So the AFC, they won the Pro Bowl the last couple of seasons and off to another good start here.
Yeah, how about that? The first touchdown of this game. How many more do we expect to see?
Hopefully a lot. I want offense in this ball game.
I don't think there's any question about it. Rarely do you get defensive struggles in the Pro Bowl.
Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
The NFC offense taking the field, being led in blue by the NFL's all-time passing leader. 12th Pro Bowl nomination for the great QB from New Orleans, Drew Brees.
And you and I both know that this is not easy for him. It's fun to play football at any time, but you know he'd rather be preparing for the Super Bowl and still try.
Well, the pressure gets home, and the AFC comes up with a sack. Geno Atkins got home that time. That's called setting the tone right away.
It certainly is, and it lets you know just how important communication is amongst the offensive line. They talk about it all the time, knowing each other's moves. You've got to be coordinated and in sync. Otherwise, your quarterback gets hit.
Open here, Adam Thielen. A nice pick up there, 19 yards. And they're set up better for third. Brees now. Gets this out to Saquon Barkley. So he fought off the tackle, and that effort gives him the first before he's brought down. So offside's the call, and they understandably decline it.
And this is why we're seeing more and more teams hiring that one coach to the staff that's in charge of all these things. This one's minor. It's pretty easy to figure out. But all the game management stuff, trying to help out the head coach in his decision-making process.
To throw is Brees. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. Second down. Here's the cream of the crop offensively, the starting unit for the NFC.
And coming off the season, which saw him set career highs across the board, is tight end Zach Ertz, who's been around for a little while, but continues to improve in every facet. In fact, last year, he set the record for catches in a season by a tight end with 116, and he thinks that he can match that number or surpass it this season.
It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs.
That's what I love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. He's able to get to the second level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. I always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. The Titans' Jarrell Casey on the tackle. Nice job there defensively to clamp down because really they've been on their heels this drive.
Agreed, and they really needed that one for confidence, just to feel a little bit better. But I don't know if I would be daunted by them stopping me on one run. This drive has gone pretty well. I could come right back at him.
He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he gets it down a yard or two shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. Give him 6 yards, and they do convert on third.
Plenty of things to talk about here, partner, but to me, their defense gave up a touchdown on the first drive. How about how they're responding, coming back? That's a big third down pickup to keep their drive alive.
Caught on the right side by Jones. That throw good for 4. It's second down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Here we go.
They go back to the ground now with Barkley. The linebacker, C.J. Mosley of Baltimore with a tackle.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
And he will have the first before he's brought down right on the chalk of the 20. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. Back with more after this.
Ready, 95, 56.
Now Breeze on the bootleg. This will be caught at about the 3. And he will score. Touchdown NFC. A 20-yard touchdown. And the NFC just an extra point away from tying up this game.
Brandon, what we just saw there were two guys who are in sync. The person delivering the ball, but especially the person running the route. Tremendous job. It results in a terrific play.
That one in the books as a 12-play drive. And it's finished off by an NFC touchdown. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The AFC offense making their way back out. Well, we can continue to talk Pro Bowl as we go along, but let's talk a little Super Bowl. Super Bowl 53, 1 week from today over in Atlanta. New England taking on the Rams. Time for your Super Bowl prediction, CD. What do you think?
Well, everyone thinks defense when they think the New England Patriot.
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Malcolm Jenkins. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line.
I know some teams are leery about playing cover 2 because the strong safety's not usually a terrific cover guy. But in this case, he played it perfectly. Read the football and went and made the interception.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a first down. His first carry of their second drive, pretty solid. And, of course, remember back to their first drive, really strong throughout that one.
Not only is he getting good blocking up front, but how about his vision to find the holes? And he's seeing things before they even open.
Now Breeze lost the football. And that's picked up by the AFC. He's at the 30, 10. And he is going to bring this one back. A fumble return for an AFC touchdown.
Let's go!
And give some kudos to the defensive coordinator, I think, here. They bring the blitz, they dial it up, and it turns into 6 points for them.
It's so nice to hear you actually give kudos to the defense. It is so nice. You're such an offensive guy like that. I love it. He dialed things up, and boy, a big play resulted for his guys.
Well, you like the credit to the defense there, right, my friend?
Yeah, do I ever?
Extra point up and through by Myers. This one fielded at the 5. The offense takes the field, and we turn our attention to Saquon Barkley. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the second quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call it in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways here. Ertz over the middle. He takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. That one goes for 24 yards. Brees, one of the best ever in these situations as he's trying to get his guys set. Brees now to throw. Caught by Jones. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line.
Defense.
So they will accept the penalty and move forward.
Automatic first down.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Hey, kill.
The final shot before half for Brees. And that's going to be caught. Touchdown NFC. Michael Thomas as time expires in the first half. And the NFC just an extra point away from tying up this game. Well, we saw that tandem hook up quite a few times during the regular season, didn't we?
We certainly did, and it continues now in the Pro Bowl. You have to know that even if they didn't consciously plan it, you do try and find guys you're familiar with in a game like this.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. A very tightly contested first half of play in this Pro Bowl, all tied up at the break. And I'll tell you what, this is not the touch football.
And now, due to apparent time constraints, we fast forward to the beginning of the second half. This is taken at the 3. He's going to be stopped here with a penalty marker on the field.
Personal foul.
I'm not sure what this is about.
Defense.
Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard, inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
Be ready. Here we go.
Hey, we heavy on the edges.
Hey, easy.
57 to Mike. Oh, yeah, I'm coming.
Hey, break it down, fellas. Break it down.
Switch gears.
13.
On 1st and 10, here's Brees. And that's caught inside the 35. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
Pardon, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the ball, as we just saw there.
Derwin James, who had a sensational rookie season in L.A., he makes the tackle. Again, it's Barkley. Oh, look at that.
Oh, look at him turn.
And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
His throw caught right around the 6. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. A solid pickup at 13 sets him up first and goal.
One thing I can say pretty safely.
And he will carry this one in. Touchdown, NFC. A 5-yard touchdown run. And the NFC has broken the tie. Solid job up front. Really just a solid job all the way around to get that one in.
That was well executed, wasn't it? Well blocked, well run. End result, 6 points.
Touchdown. Rosas to add the extra point. It's up and good, and that'll make the score 21-14. 5 plays there on that drive. And it's capped off by a touchdown run from Saquon Barkley. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The AFC offense now heading out for their first drive of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second half?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
Travis Kelce, touchdown! Travis Kelce, 65 yards. And the AFC is an extra point away from tying this game up. That's what we want right there, CD. It's a Pro Bowl. Give us some of these long touchdowns.
We want plays that cover a lot of ground. We want long-distance plays, whether long-distance runs, long-distance passes. It doesn't matter. In the Pro Bowl, big plays are what we're all looking for.
This will be fielded at the 6. Breaks a tackle. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The offense takes the field, and we turn our attention to Saquon Barkley. He's had a good performance, moved the ball effectively on the ground. Of course, he has the 1 touchdown.
And when you're able to move it as effectively as you've described, that leads to finding a way into the end zone.
And got his man complete. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. A gain of 32 that time. Well, we haven't been shortchanged on offense. Another fun play to watch there on the deep pass.
This game has the feel of, a turkey bowl, a Thanksgiving day. You know, when we get together this year and the Davises and the Gaudens get together, that's what our playbook's going to look like. Like they're drawing them up in the dirt, and so far it's working for both of them.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Would you say this offense is locked in right now?
They're having no trouble on this drive. What, is it 3 plays, 3 first? And that's going to be caught. Touchdown NFC. Julio Jones. His second touchdown of the afternoon. And the NFC has broken the tie.
I know we often laugh, and sometimes we even exalt the guys who are great trash talkers and give us some really funny lines. But the bottom line is absolute production on the field. His second touchdown of the game, and they lead.
And now they'll be looking to their defense to preserve that lead. Rosas now to kick this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Back out is the AFC offense. And one thing you'd like to see in a Pro Bowl, a competitive contest. We've got that just like the last 2 seasons, a one-score game as we play here in the fourth.
What I'd love to know, what's the discussion on the sidelines of both teams right now? Because, you know, it's an exhibition-type game, but as you said, as competitive as it is now, these guys are going to want to win. There may be some guys who sub some guys out trying to get back on the field and try to help their team win down the stretch.
Gets it to Gordon. And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. Nothing on that one. It'll be second down.
When the linebacker's able to sit at the second level and see things develop in front of him, as soon as he got a hint that the quarterback was checking it down, he just made a beeline directly for the receiver and ended up making the play.
And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. It's a 10-yard pickup and it moves the chains.
Well, as this game continues to evolve in the NFL, you know how much coaches love.
And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. It's the Pro Bowler Luke Kuechly that picks it. And they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line.
Yeah, he's just trying to throw this ball into the hole in the zone, but those windows can open and close quickly, especially in the middle of the field. So if the timing's not right, we'll see interceptions like that one right there.
Here's the NFC offense set to take over again. And it's great to see the stars all out in one place, but in terms of football, what's really great to see is a very entertaining Pro Bowl as we are tied in the fourth quarter.
And how many of these guys thought going into this game, after a pretty easy week heading into it, that the pressure would ratchet up now and someone has to make a play, which means someone will have a play made against them and they'll have to live with that for the rest of the year.
Gurley. Chris Harris, the leader of the Denver secondary, up to make the tackle. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. So it's the NFC with the football as we welcome you back. Breeze to throw on second down. Oh, no, lost the football. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. The numbers for the NFC on third down, a perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd and 17. And now we're going to get a timeout defensively. So another stop, 1:50 left in the football game. And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Breeze going to go on 4th down. That's complete. He's got Barkley out of the backfield. 11 yards on the pickup. And the NFC will have a first down. 4th down, trailing in the fourth quarter. They felt compelled to go for it, and they got it.
Well, I'd look down at my play sheet, and what I would find, plays have been successful throughout the game that have worked in the distance you need, and that's exactly what they got.
And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Now the AFC going to use their final timeout of the half, and they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. They'll try to run it in with Elliott. And he'll actually lose a little bit of yardage here. Back to the 2. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
This is where coaches have to have spent a lot of time going over situations with their players, because him getting tackled there is not the way.
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Jadeveon Clowney showing the explosiveness on the sack. To throw, it's Breeze. And this is caught. And that could seal it. It's a touchdown.
And that touchdown should make you feel comfortable. But do you really feel like it's totally over yet?
Not totally, but I think you're pretty much there.
Yeah, you've still got to make sure you stay with it, do all the right things down the stretch, especially on defense. But that touchdown there, you've got to feel good about your chances.
A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And it's finished off by an NFC touchdown. After the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The AFC offensive unit getting set to take over. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. It's the Pro Bowler Luke Kuechly that picks it.
Obviously disappointing, but you had to go for broke here, down 2 scores. So that forced you to make some throws you definitely wouldn't want to make. And I think this interception is going to pretty much write an end to this one.
Ready. 95-56, 95-56.
2 Pro Bowls in 2 years for this man. It's Alvin Kamara of the Saints. Chris Harris, the leader of the Denver secondary, up to make the tackle. Here's Breeze. And not only... Did he drop it? He dropped it in the end zone. The numbers for the NFC on 3rd down, they've been near perfect. 4 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. Here's Breeze to throw. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. Now whistles and a timeout called here. Not sure of the point of this, but they'll stop it with 4 seconds to go in the game. Breeze is looking to throw. And that's going to be caught. Touchdown NFC. Saquon Barkley. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the NFC able to use the short field as they cash in for 6. So a little icing on the cake there before the clock hits all zeros.
What a way to finish things off. Exactly what you want. Not much time and a touchdown to put things away.
A drive there of just 4 plays. And it's finished off by an NFC touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25.
Just like that.
One final try from Mahomes. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Michael Thomas. So it's the NFC that comes away with a victory here in this Pro Bowl matchup.
Playing skills, you did. Playing skills. Ice on the wrist, car on the wrist, hole in the wrist, watch out flip.